Hello, this is Bill Yaman, President and Chief Revenue Officer here at Imprev, and I'd like to welcome you to a brief introduction to Imprev's marketing automation for real estate. In the next 20 minutes, I'll be providing you with a quick overview of the Imprev solution, as well as a glimpse into the power and simplicity of the Imprev Marketing Center application. So to get started, there are three core areas of the Imprev application: the full marketing center for print and digital marketing, listing automation, and lead nurturing. To talk about each of those in a little bit more detail, the Marketing Center provides a one-stop shop for your agents to create all the marketing that they need to promote themselves, to promote their listings, and to promote their business. The Marketing Center includes a wide array of print and digital marketing content, including print marketing such as flyers, brochures, and postcards, and a wide array of digital marketing, property websites, virtual tours, YouTube videos, e-cards, e-postcards, e-newsletters, all designed to be quickly and easily created by the agent by dropping in some photos and text, and a distribution platform that lets them distribute that content through a number of different vehicles, whether that's print, whether that's through the web, whether that's through email, whether that's through social media, YouTube, whatever the case may be. It allows them not only to create the content, but to distribute it out to their sphere of influence and those that might be interested in a particular listing. Imprev also provides listing automation. That takes our Marketing Center toolkit and really turns it into a service for your agents. So imagine a scenario where on a Tuesday, an agent creates a brand new listing in an MLS or in your system. On a Wednesday morning, they receive this email from your marketing team congratulating them on that new listing and providing them with all the marketing content that they need to promote that listing. Specifically, whether that's print or whether that's digital, a property website, a postcard, a virtual tour, a flyer, all that content is created and available from within this email. So for digital content, they've got a link to the URL, which they can start to use immediately. And for the print content, they've got a link out to a hosted PDF, again, that they can start using immediately. This content is updated for the life of the listing. So as there are changes for the listing, a price change, that content is recreated and available at those same locations as the original email. And that content can vary based on the type of listing that you have. If you've got a high-end listing that requires some high-end marketing content, we can accommodate that. So really changing the story from providing a tool to providing a full service and automating all the content that you need to promote your listing. The final element of the Imprev platform is lead nurturing, which provides a drip marketing solution that allows agents to keep in contact with their sphere of influence and with leads with the click of a button, and be able to keep in contact with that sphere over a period of 6, 9, 12 months. We provide not only email marketing, but we provide print and mail marketing as well, or a combination of both, to have different techniques for keeping in contact with that particular buying or selling demographic. We provide the ability to have very relevant targeted campaigns that are based on the demographics of that buying audience, and smart groups that enable an agent to automatically add individuals to a group based on attributes of that individual, such as a zip code. So without further ado, let me move over and show you the platform itself. This is a version of the Imprev Marketing Center that's been branded for our fictitious brokerage internally, Maple Tree Properties. And branding for us not only means adding a logo, but providing a full color palette that reflects your brand and your organization, as well as content within the Marketing Center that supports the kind of marketing that you want to do, whether that's print or digital, a combination of both, that includes some of our stock templates and also potentially templates that are created specifically for you, again, to reflect your brand and your brand promise. So to orient you to the application itself, there are really a couple of core areas that I'm going to focus on. There is the design gallery, which gives me the gallery of design templates that are available for an agent to choose from. Once I choose a design template and start to add photos and text to it, it becomes a project. And so a project is simply a flyer or a brochure or a postcard or a virtual tour or a property website specific to a particular listing or marketing event. From there, I'll show you our campaign engine. That's where we do our lead nurturing, and you really have a full sense of the application and its many components and the power of each. So again, let me start inside of the design gallery. And again, this is the gallery of designs that are available for me as an agent to choose from. And I may have my most recent designs or favorite designs that I want to use. But for a lot of agents, they'll come down to the main part of the design gallery and find the particular type of product that they're interested in using for that promotional activity. Or they may find something that's a task-oriented, just listed or just sold. But I'm going to stick and show you what might happen if I were an agent looking for a product, and specifically, let's say I were looking for a flyer. So to find the flyer templates, I click on the flyer icon, very logically, and that takes me one level deeper into the design gallery, where I now have access to what are 110 different flyer templates. Now that's great. The good news is I've got 110 flyers to choose from. The bad news is I have 110 flyers to choose from. So we provide the agent with some filtering mechanisms that say, for instance, if they only want flyers that are one page, they don't want two-sided flyers, very easily they can filter their search down to include only those flyers. And it may be that they have a photo only of the front of the home and not yet have their internal photos. So they want a flyer that only requires one photo. So now you can see we've moved down into the design gallery where now I only have 6 flyers to choose from. And for each of these, I could take a look at the flyer, view a sample, get a sense of what it's going to look like, and if this meets my needs, I can simply select it and I'm ready to go. So flyers are interesting, and I could build this flyer for you, but I'm going to actually shift a little bit and I'm going to create a property website for you. One of the great things about the Marketing Center is that once I know how to create something inside the Marketing Center, I in fact know how to create everything. But creating a flyer is something that potentially an agent could do on their own. Creating a property website, absolutely not. So let me come back into my design gallery, and I've got some favorite design templates that I use over and over again, and one of those is a property website. So I'm going to select that property website template. I could view a sample, but I'm going to show you the real thing in a moment. So I'm simply going to select this design. And you notice now that I've moved from the design gallery into the projects tab, or the projects section of the application. Here's where I'm going to take that template and make it my own by adding photos and text. And whenever we provide this sort of activity inside the Marketing Center, we provide agents with a roadmap, if you will, for the steps that they're going to have to take to complete the process. So in this particular process, I'll provide the information about the project. I'll provide the photos, the text. I'll confirm my agent information, and I'm ready for distribution. That's really all I need to do. So let me start with that first step and show you how easy this is. I've got a new property website, and I can add an optional description. And then because I've populated the Marketing Center with listing information already, I don't want to type all that in or add my photos, I can select a folder where I want to put that. 741 Boylston Avenue East is the property that I'm working on. And then I can select the listing information for that property. Here you can see I've got 3 active listings, and I'm going to choose the one again at this address at 741 Boylston. That's all I have to do in this first step of the process, and I'll hit Save and Continue. And this pop-up just reminds me that before I distribute this automatically created product, I want to make sure that it's good, so I'll do a review of it initially. So here now, without the agent really having to do any work, we're taking that design template, we're coupling it with the information about the listing, and voila, we've moved to that second step of the process where I can start to manipulate the photos for that particular property website. But before I really do anything in the application, let me just preview the project for you. This is going to show me what's already been pre-created for me using my listing at 741 Boylston Avenue East. It's going out and now creating this project for me, and it'll provide me a preview in a second. And I'm going to open that up in a full-size window so you can really get a sense of this piece. So this is a new style property website. You can see I've got information about the property. I've got my photos. I've got integrated information, integrated Google Maps. I've got my personal information. If I want to come back up here and I want to get more detail about the photos, I can do that. So a very sophisticated, very modern looking property website that I as an agent haven't really done anything to create. It's been created automatically for me. Now certainly if I wanted to come back into the Marketing Center and I wanted to manipulate this to really make it my own, I could move the photos around. I may want to move this photo over here. It may be that I want to come down and I want to crop a particular photo to make it look a little bit different. So I've got lots of different options for really making these photos my own. Once I'm done with that step of the process, I can move forward and I'll go to the text stage of the process. And again, because I've auto-populated this information, everything is laid out here. I've got the opportunity to correct it if I want, but for most of you, the agents out there, this is all going to look good, and I simply confirm and move on to the last step of the project, which is again to confirm my agent information. And because my profile information up here has been pre-populated, all of this information is pre-populated as well. So I'm done. 2 or 3 minutes, and I've got a great looking single property website that I'm ready to distribute out to my sphere of influence. Now that distribution might be that I publish it to the web. We'll host it for the agent and provide a URL where they can always find that property website and distribute that URL to their sphere of influence, social media. They can look at this for IDX purposes. They may want to have a direct link out to Facebook or Twitter or Google+. We make it really easy. If they want to buy a domain name, if they want to buy 741 Boylston Avenue East, they can do that here. So we make it as simple as possible for them to distribute this out to the world that might be interested in this property. Now you see some distribution options here that make sense for a digital marketing piece. Let me show you very quickly a print marketing piece, which is slightly different distribution options than you'd see for a digital piece. Here I've got a flyer where I can also publish it to the web, but I can download a PDF and print it in the office or with my favorite printer down the street. I can also share it out on social media, or if an agent wants to work with one of our commercial print partners, EPM, Express Copy, or Quantum Digital, they can very easily click on one of those links and have that printing and distribution of that flyer be handled by one of those print partners. Their choice as to how they print this flyer. So I've showed you how easy it is to create a marketing piece, but for some, they want to have a whole marketing package created for them and not have to do it one at a time. Well, we can enable that as well. What I've showed you so far, I often call the easy button. Let me show you the easier button. And I'm going to go into the listings tab here on the upper right to show you that. And here are those 3 active listings that you know I've got in my account today. And here's, again, that 741 Boylston Avenue East listing. I'm going to manage it. That'll take me down to a point where I can manipulate the information about this listing. I can view the projects associated with it. I could create a single project, as I just did with that property website, or I can create a listing package. Let me click on that and show you the power of our listing packages. A listing package is really a series of different marketing pieces. And here in this marketing kit, I've got flyers, postcard, e-postcard, a website, a brochure, all that look and have a very similar style and branding to it. So if I want to create all of this marketing content for this property, all I have to do is hit select. And now, as opposed to going through the creation process one at a time, you can see that we're creating a number of different projects, again, through this simplified workflow, this easier button. Now I'm creating project 3 of the 6, project 4 of the 6, working on number 5, and then number 6. And when this is done, you'll see that this will take me to a place inside of my folders where I've got access to all this great content. So you can see I've been busy with the 741 Boylston Avenue East property, but here's that new content that's been created for me. Again, I've got a website, a postcard, a flyer, a double-sided flyer, an e-postcard. And for any of these, they're just projects, and I can edit it, I can preview it, and get a sense of what this looks like, again, as I get ready to send this out to my sphere of influence. So very powerful to create a whole marketing kit, again, with this push of a single button. But for some, they want an even easier way to do it, and that's where our listing automation service comes into place. So again, with the listing automation, that's our really easiest button, because in fact there is no button at all. So again, envision this scenario where an agent provides or enters a new listing on a Tuesday. On that Wednesday morning, they get an email from you, the marketing organization, that says, congratulations on that new listing. We've created some of the marketing content for you. So let me show you what that email might look like for our fictitious Maple Tree Properties brand. So again, in my Gmail account, I've now got this great email, branded again for Maple Tree Properties, coming from the Maple Tree Properties marketing organization. And here you can see, without me pushing a button, I've got this marketing content delivered right to my inbox. So here's a single property website, and I've got a link out to the URL where that's hosted. This is a different style property website, but again, automatically created for me with all the great information about this property. In this email, I've also got a YouTube video, I've got a flyer, I've got a postcard, I've got an e-postcard, all available from within this email. The agent doesn't need to come into the marketing center at all if they don't want to. Now, they may choose to if they want to distribute from there. Let's say they want to take that e-postcard and push it out to their sphere of influence through the marketing center where they can track the success of that email mailing. They can do that, but again, if they choose, they can use all of this content from inside of the email. But remember, all of the content that's created here is projects inside the marketing center that they could manipulate and change to make their own. And again, as a reminder, this listing automation is available for the life of the listing, in that if the price changes, all this content will be recreated and made available to the agent so they don't ever have to worry about updating their marketing content. And the marketing content for you will will always be in sync with the latest information in the listing. So those are two of the key areas that we have for the Marketing Center. We've got the Marketing Center itself as well as listing automation. Let me come back to the application very quickly and give you a sense of our lead nurturing engine, the third leg of the stool of the full Imprev platform. So I've talked about our design gallery. I've talked about our projects tab. I'm now going to come into our campaigns section of the application. And again, campaigns are drip marketing campaigns that can either be email or print and mail that allow me as an agent to keep in contact with my sphere of influence for an extended period of time. Maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 9 months, maybe it's 12 months. So at the bottom of our campaign section of the application, you can see we've got different campaign templates, again, that an agent can choose from. And we've got ones that are horizontal that really speak to the needs of anyone, a holiday campaign, an e-newsletter. Or I've got ones that might speak to the interests of a particular demographic, the real estate downsizer, the investor, the single homeowner, someone who's moving up. So in so much as your agents understand who they're speaking with, they can find some relevant, interesting content that's really going to speak to the interests of that prospect or lead. But to show you one that I've already started working on, I've got some campaigns that I've already got going up here. Let me show you a monthly e-newsletter campaign and what one of these looks like, and again, how easy it is for an agent to interact with one of our campaigns. So as you can see now, as we enter into this campaign, that this is a date-based campaign. That means that everyone in this campaign will have the email, in this case, sent to them on the same date. Compare and contrast that to a time-based campaign. That might be my single homeowner campaign, whereas I add someone today, the campaign starts for them today. If I add someone a week from now, the campaign for them will start a week from now. This is a campaign that has 10 different email events. You can see 4 of those email events have already happened as part of my campaign. But for each of these events, I can, again, as an agent, manipulate it to really make it my own. I can manipulate what the project itself looks like, the date, the subject line. So let me, again, I can preview what this particular e-newsletter step is going to look like. Again, it's got great content that's already been written for the agent. Now, if they look at this and decide they want to swap something out, let's say they have their own header or title they want to include in this, all they have to do is edit the project. And as you can see, now that I've known how to create something, I created that property website, this all looks very familiar. I've got that same multi-step process, photos, text, agent. So I can step through this. I can update the text. I can update the agent information, and then I'm ready to go. And I've made now this touch of the campaign very much my own. Now if I looked at that campaign touch and decided I didn't like it, I could simply turn it off. Again, agents will use a lot of these as is, although for some of your agents, they're going to want to come in and, again, make it their own. Now the last step of this process is to add my contacts. You can see here I've got some individuals that are already enrolled in this campaign. I could go to Manage Contacts and come into my address book and be able to add additional contacts, and those might be individuals themselves, or it might be groups of individuals. But whatever it is, it's the individuals that I want to make sure are part of this ongoing e-newsletter campaign. So if I come back to my individual contacts, I can add Alfred Abbott to this. I'll select him. He's now added to this particular campaign. I'll hit Save. Now I've got all the individuals enrolled in the campaign who I want to keep in contact with over the next 12 months. And all I have to do now is hit Start to be ready to go. So that's a brief introduction to the Imprev platform. There's so much more that I could show you, but I wanted to give you just a sense of what the application is all about, again, specifically to the Marketing Center, where I as an agent can create that broad array of marketing content, where I've got listing automation, where I can automatically create the content for the agent, make sure that they get this great service, terrific for recruiting, also ensures that I reinforce the brand integrity that's so important to me as a broker. And then finally, important to everyone in our business, making sure that we can keep in contact with our contact address book and our sphere of influence and our leads, not only today as we're thinking about them, but over the next year, over the next 7 years, as they live in their home and perhaps make a decision on a realtor and sometime in the future. So again, this is Bill Yaman, President and Chief Revenue Officer here at Imprev. If you've got some questions or need some more information, please feel free to contact the Imprev team. Our number here is toll-free 855-446-7738, or just pop us an email at sales@imprev.com. Thanks so much for listening. Appreciate the time.